What's going on, YouTube? So it's your boy. I'm back with another haircut video. I know I'm on for quite some time, but I thought now is better than ever. So here we go. Right now I am doing a soft gentleman's fade on one of my clients here. He came in. I haven't really seen him for quite some time, actually, due to this whole coronavirus kind of quarantine thing. So it's been about 6 months that he's had a haircut. So right now I am about to start with a number one guard open, and I am being sure to use the C motion technique while I'm fading. As you can see, I am actually hovering on the top end of my fade to kind of blend into the top. So it's a technique I've really came to enjoy during my years of cutting hair. I just essentially just on my top end of my fade, I just kind of just hover it over and keep with the square technique. So right now all you want to do is have it at a number one open and kind of create the shape below the part we created here. So we're just gonna keep going at this, making sure not to go too high on the number one open. Just cutting off all the long hairs that are too much that I see here, are kind of just hanging over the fade. So after the number one, I do clipper over comb. Usually clipper over comb I do with number one close. And what you want to do on this technique is, what you're trying to do is trying to match up from top to bottom. So what you're trying to do is really match up the fade to the clipper over comb on the top, keeping with a square shape of a haircut. So I want to go along all along the horseshoe perimeter of the haircut on the top end of my number one step. Clipper over comb the whole thing, being sure everything is nice and even. And I will now use the number two guard to kind of clean up all my imperfections. I use the number two guard as more of a cleanup step. I'm not really putting in a guideline here. All I'm doing here is kind of cleaning up my imperfections from the clipper over comb, because everyone's head is not perfectly flat, so you gotta really get in the grooves of the head. So now I'm just coming in with my Andis Masters 0 and just going clipper over comb and just getting all the imperfections. I will now use the 0.5 open on the Masters and create my guideline to the nape taper, the back of the neck. Being sure that I'm very flicky with my technique and C motion. I'm basically putting it up to right under the curve of the bone, the occipital bone. Sorry guys, I really don't know how to say that right, so I never say it. So the bottom of the bone on the back of your head. And now I'm going to go halfway and work under what we just did from the 0.5 area. How tight we take it is essentially, it varies. Some people can take it really, really tight, and some people I had to leave it very, very long. So now we're gonna go almost closed and work right under what we just did, and being sure to maintain the same arc shape. And now go 0 all the way closed. Still maintaining that arc shape. It's important so that it gives you that nice pop at the end. And next we're gonna go with the number 1 guard, open, and then close. We're just cleaning up from our last step. And now we're gonna close it. And now cleaning all the dark shades and contrast we don't want in this area. I try to make it very contrasty, my haircuts. Gotta hit him with that real fade, you know? Just keep working it until it looks right, until it gets lighter. Still maintaining, still maintaining a arc shape. Just keep working the area. And now I'll grab my number 0, open, and I'll get all the imperfections from between the 0.5 area and the number 1. Now I'm just working it in. Open, then halfway. Just working it in, getting the dark areas a little lighter as I progress through this transition. And next, we're gonna close it all the way. And I'll do our final cleanup. I'm just gonna take a step back and rework our previous steps. Make sure everything is nice and even and perfect. It's always okay to take a step back and rework your previous steps to kind of rework that blend. You know, that's how you get a perfect fade. You gotta go back and forth until it looks right. Alright, after our number 1, I'm gonna go with the 0.5 and create the side taper here. Being sure to be very flicky and to ensure the C motion technique. Next we are going to grab our number 1, open, and work that area in. Then close. We're just gonna get all those imperfect shades we see with the close and make it all perfect. And now for our last step is the number 2 open guard. We're just gonna essentially get that shade you see there, that weight, that transition from the clipper over comb and the number 1 open. So here I'm going to grab my Andis Masters, number 2 open, and work in my next step. Being sure to be very flicky in the C motion technique, maintaining the square shape of the head. I'll be opening and closing this area here, being sure it's nice and perfect. I've closed my guard, taking out all those imperfections. And now I'm going in with the clipper over comb technique, taking out all unnecessary weight from the back and side area. Being sure to maintain my square shape of the haircut. Be careful of this technique though. You have to really be careful of this technique because you can really take off a lot more than you really intend. So that's why at first I really like to use the number 1 guard until you get really used to this technique, and then you just switch to the no guard and closed. You get that perfect cut. I swear I love this technique. It really saves me all the time in the world. Changed my life. here. So we're just getting it all perfect from number 2 to the number 1 guard. Getting it all nice and blended. Gets this looking right. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing with the back. Paying attention to the hair growth. Making sure I don't cut too much off the crown. Alright, so same steps as the other side. 0.5 open. Being sure I keep very flicky with my technique. So see flick motions all the time. Next, number 1 open. Preparing for my next step. And then number 1 closed. Getting rid of that weight line. And again, always make sure you're having that seat motion technique. It's essential, guys. Next to 0.5, open to close. Just working in that area. Alright, now, so once we're all done with our fade, we're going to go with the trimmers and outline the back and sides. When I'm doing my outline in the back, I like to make sure the line goes perfectly straight down. When I first started, I never realized the importance of the shape of the back nape area. With my old photos, I really realized the importance. Back in the day when I first started, I never put it straight. But once you put this line straight, it just makes the haircut just pop. So trust me on this, guys. Just make this back area straight, perfectly straight. Just get around the ears and make sure it follows the natural hairline. So that's another important tip. Always do the natural hairline. On the side here, I won't go too aggressive because that's not really a style. So you always want to go with your client's style and your own intuition, but you want to almost like make it fit. All right, do the same thing with the other side. Perfectly straight. Natural hairline around the ears. Don't make it wonky. Just follow the natural hairline. Just doing the same thing what I did with the other side. Just outlining the natural hairline. Don't go too aggressive here. Just be sure to just clean it up. And always try to match your client's style. So if your client doesn't really rock the hard outlines, just don't give them a hard outline. Alright, so this is the part of the haircut I can't really go into depth, or else this video is going to be an hour long. I promise I will make another video of just the top. How to cut the top. How do you trim the top? How do you texturize the top? What's the proper ways and techniques to go about this? Because I know a lot of barbers out there go with the fade is all nice and perfect, but once you get to the top, the quality drops. So you have to really make sure you're square with your sections and you know what shape you're trying to go for based on your client's hair growth and pattern. That's very important. So here I'm really trying to show the shape of the haircut. I point cut all of his hair because he does have a little thinner hair. He is thinning a little bit. So what you want to do with clients that are thinning a little bit is you always point cut, giving them that texture. So as you can see here, I'm always maintaining the square level, always level with the floor. All my cuts are all level with the floor, square. So I just established the first guideline there, the length from the part, going from longer in the front to shorter in the back. Again guys, I will be making a more in-depth video on how to trim the top, but that video alone will probably be 30 minutes long, so I can't really include it in this video. I'm really sorry guys. So really establishing that one side, and this whole side is basically the foundation for the whole haircut of the top. And now I'm just over directing the sides to the middle, point cutting, longer in front and shorter in the back, while paying attention to his hair growth. I'm gonna cut nothing too short up here, or else you will get a lot of flyaways. And now you can move on more to the front and establish the length in the front. And now moving it back, going shorter towards the back, point cutting the whole way, establishing texture and free flow. Just making sure my shape is right, and over directing from that side, the natural part, to the middle. Just making sure everything is nice and formed from front to back. Always making sure my cuts are level with the floor. Now I'm just gonna trim from front to back. I'm here in the middle now. I didn't get to record the whole thing, but essentially you get the general idea. I will be making a new video on this, so stay tuned guys. And there you have it guys, a gentleman's cut, faded, number 1 on the sides, tapered in the back, simple, clean. And I know it's not your usual urban cut you keep seeing on YouTube, but I'm telling you guys, this is your bread and butter. You get guys coming from left, right, and center, from all parts of town, coming for this haircut. So if you can perfect this haircut, I swear to you, your pockets will be full. Alright guys, so please stay tuned, subscribe, and I will be back with more haircut videos in depth. And I'll try to be a little different on here. So I know there's a lot of fade videos out there, but I'll be trying to be more stylish with this kind of thing. So I'm really good with the shaves and fades, but I'm also really good with the styles. So stay tuned and have a good night. Peace.